Hi guys, welcome to your geometry class for this school year. The first topic that we are going to discuss is your tools of geometry. But before we go and discuss tools of geometry, let's first define what is a geometry. Geometry is a unique branch of mathematics, separate and distinct from algebra. Its emphasis is on the study of properties of space, primarily distance, size, shape, and angle. We begin our study hence with basic notations. These are points, um, lines, and your plane. So we start with points. So the definition of point, it is a, it has a physical location in space that has no dimension. When we say no dimension, it has no width, it has no length, it has no height. Points are often labeled with capital letters. So, as an example, so your point is represented by a dot, okay? And as what I have said, points are labeled or we name them with the capital letter A. So in this case, so the blue dot there in your screen, if I'm going to name that as A, so we call this as point A. Again, always remember points, when we name points, it has um, it should be the capital letter. Now, if your point is located in a Cartesian coordinate system or Cartesian plane, so we have this is your y-axis and your x-axis. So let us say I have here point A, okay, it is point A and it is located on 2, 3. So this number here, this is your x and this will be your 3 is the y, which is the location is on the y. So meaning the location of this point is on 2, 3. Okay, that is point. Now let's proceed with line. The second word is line. Line has an infinite set or collection of points, okay, that extends forever in two directions. So since line are uniquely determined by any 2 points, okay, we can determine a line just by barely just using 2 points, okay. We symbolize them by a double arrow over 2 points, okay. So for example, if I have here a line, again, so an arrow to the right and an arrow to the left, so I only need 2 points to determine a line. So again, when we name point, it must be a capital letter. So let us say this is A and this is point B. Okay, so to name this line, we can name this as arrow on top of it or a line on top of it. Sorry for that. Mm, okay, so AB. So AB, and then you draw on top of it or above your AB, you draw a small line. Okay, so we read this one as line, this one as line A, B. Okay, that's how you name a line. Again, you only need 2 points to determine a line. Now, there's another way to name your line. You can use, okay, small letter, okay, just one small letter. That's not H, that's double T. So if I draw a line here, and I want to call this one as M, small letter M. So you will say line M. Again, so there are two ways to name your line. So you can um, select 2 points on the line, or you can name that with a small letter. Okay. Next is your ray. Okay. So what do we mean by ray? So your ray, this is has an infinite set or collection of points that extends forever in one direction. Okay, it's just only one direction, and it has a starting point. So let us say I have here a starting point of the ray. Okay, and then I'm going to extend it forever. So the arrow here signifies that you can extend this ray forever. Okay, it's just like lines. The only difference is that your ray has one endpoint. Okay, your ray, you can name them by using 2 points. So let us say this is ray AB, and then you just get 1 point here. So this will be, when you name that, you get your AB and then put a ray on top of it. I want to emphasize that your ray has one endpoint here. This is the endpoint. Okay, no matter what the direction of the ray is, you always have to name it this way. Okay, which is ray A B. It's just only single arrow. So if I have here a ray, let us say pointing to that direction, and let us say this is C and this is D, you still have to name this one as ray. Okay, this is a point D and or CD, sorry. So you always have to start with the endpoint. So that is C, sorry, CD. So I'm going to put CD. So this is now ray CD. Okay, so that is ray. Again, your line, it's you can extend that infinitely to both direction, but for ray you can only extend that in one direction, and ray has one end point. And in naming ray, it must be two capital letters, and the first letter on that name will be the endpoint. Okay. Next important term that we are going to define is plane. Okay, plane. It's not an airplane. Okay, plane extends infinitely in 2 dimensions. Okay, it's a two-dimensional figure. It has no thickness, but it has an example of a plane is a coordinate plane. A plane is named by 3 points. Okay, again, I'll repeat that, and I want to emphasize in naming planes you need 3 points. So let us have an example of a plane. So if I'm going to draw a plane, it's a two-dimensional plane. So let us say this is plane. Just imagine the surface of your table. That is an example of a plane. So your walls, those are example of plane. Okay, it's you can extend that infinitely in 2 dimensions. So in a plane, we need to have 3 points. So let us say, make sure that those points belong to the plane or they are on the plane. So let us say this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. So we need three points, right? So to name them, you just get the 3 points there. Okay, so in naming this, we call this as small plane here, plane X, Y, and Z. It doesn't matter the positioning of your letters there. So that is your plane. And you can also name a plane using a small letter. So let us say if I have a small letter here, let us say N. Make sure that this one, it's a small letter. Again, your small n here, this is not a point. I want to emphasize that. This is not a point. So you can name this plane as plane N. It's a small letter, or you can choose 3 points on the plane to name the said plane. All right. The next term that I want to give definition is what's that term? Let's see. Collinear. Okay. I want to give definition on collinear points. Okay. Collinear points. These are points, they lie on points that are in the same line. So I just want to give emphasis to this. When we say, as what I've said a while ago, 2 points can determine a line. So meaning when we say collinear, it's either 2 or more than 3 points, okay? More than 3 points. 3 or more points that are on the same line are collinear points. Example, so if I have here a line, because line are composed of infinitely many points, so you cannot count the number of points because there's a lot. So you can only name, let us say 3 or 4. So let us say I have here point Q, point R, point S, and point T. So point Q, okay, point R, point S, and point T are collinear. Okay. Now, another one that I want to give definition is, which is important, we call this as coplanar. Okay. So when we say coplanar, so this can be points or lines that are in the same plane. I want to emphasize that. They are on the same plane. A while ago, collinear, points that are on the same line. Coplanar, these are on the same plane. Example, so if I have here plane, let us say plane R. So let us say this is plane R. And on plane R, you see points. So let us say I have here point A, point A, point B, and point C. So your point A, I'll repeat, point A, point B, and point C, These are these points are coplanar points. Okay. Now, if I have a line, so let us say I'll connect this one line CB and let us say line AC. Therefore, your line AC and line CB are coplanar lines. Okay, so those are the terms. So again, the difference between collinear, these are points that are on the same plane. Coplanar, these are points or lines that are in the same um, plane. Again, collinear, they are on the same line. Coplanar, they are on the same plane. Okay, so those are the important definition of terms that we will be using in geometry. So all of the terms and their definition is on your canvas. So if you want to review them, you can go ahead and review them. And the next lesson, we'll be doing more definitions on angles, definitions on vertices, and the types of angles that we have. Thank you guys and have a good day.